Your empire dominates all. Could you rival the gods themselves? I think not, fool. No, please. I've done everything you've asked. How can you cast me aside?
Man, I don't know about you guys, but I am pretty glad that that guy's dead. Does that mean I don't have to listen to him anymore? Because if so, that's pretty spectacular. Well, Appius is back after his date with the vampire. Hopefully he learned his lesson. Speaking of learned lessons, apparently none of these vassals did. And, apparently Tzeentch didn't either. Treachery. A lord of change, servant of the chaos god Tzeentch, has emerged to challenge Archaon's position as the ever-chosen. I don't want to read all this. Anyway, we gotta take out the Lord of Change. Honestly, shouldn't be terribly difficult. Not considering the armies that we have. War of Chaos. So as for Sextus, let's just give him a little bit extra charge. I want to get over to Foe Seeker. Looks like the Empire's recaptured some territory. This is good. I want them to strengthen up a little. I was pretty disappointed to see that the dwarves had been straight up defeated by the greenskins. That is unfortunate. There's a few dwarves left down here, but with how strong the vampires are these days, and then something in the auto-resolve was changed. The dwarves used to beat the greenskins pretty much every time, but I think something changed with the auto-resolve that made it a lot easier for the greenskins to stay alive, because I'm more often than not seeing the greenskins win when the AI is in control of those factions. Let's see. Let's do a troll lair. We might eventually get something like this in that army. Don't know for sure. Alright, Appius. Welcome back to the army. Stay away from the vampire chicks. Wax and wane, huh? Leadership's gonna be down for a few turns. I find that very unconcerning. We need to destroy the Lord of Change. I'm not sure where he spawned, but it turned all of our vassals against us. They joined the Lord of Change, so we are at war with pretty much everybody on the map, which, I don't know, it kind of feels like it's the way it's supposed to be anyway.
This serves the dark power.
So I'm really quite unconcerned.
Bring them to ruin. You dare.
We've got a couple of things that I want to do this episode. First, let's get ourselves some more favor. Because why not?
I am mountain god.
You are the mountain god, Kholek. You are indeed the mountain god. Words of truth. Spoken by a dragon ogre who can be trusted. Let's see. Kholek's skill points. I'm going to keep buffing our chariots for now. Then we'll eventually open up Rally onto those others. And then I want to buff Kholek's melee tree as well. Appius has a skill point here. I think we can proceed with Occam's Mind Razor. That could be handy, I think, for buffing certain units when we need a key unit to wreck another. Alright. Ha! Speaking of the Lord of Change, we didn't have to wait long. Spectacular. I like a Lord of Change who's ready to just get down to business. No messing around.
Forward unto slaughter.
Let's move Kholek forward. Oh yeah, let's take care of business. Well, it's a good thing we got all the fast movers, because that is a seriously large amount of hell cannons. Like, a lot. Oh my goodness. Here he is, straight from Tzeentch's kitchen, with 11 delicious chaos herbs and spices. We have the ever-fried chicken. No, seriously though, folks, here is Sarthorael and his gathering of chaos, ready to face off against the Ever-Chosen. Let's check out his army before we start the battle here. He's got quite a bit of chaos spawn. There's some chaos warriors, some hell cannons, a little bit of chosen here in the back, some great weapons, and some warriors with halberds. There's one knight unit and a chaos chariot. And as far as my plan of attack, I've got Skullx, Appius, and Sextus as my flying goon squad. You can see them over here. And then forming up in the second ranks, the first wave of the attack is going to be Kholek's dragon ogres, including the summoners of rage. The second wave of attack will actually come from Kholek and the Shaggoths. And then the third wave will be the infantry, and that's if Sarthorael's army survives that long. Archaon's actually leading his knights with lances as per usual, and his swords of chaos down this flank over here. So down my left flank is where Archaon is making his way. Let's zoom back over the battlefield, get you some beautiful cinematic goodness. Look at the line of dragon ogres forming up in the distance. We've got the giant and the hell cannons over here for Sarthorael. All the anti-large that we have in our army is going to be very, very handy at shutting down the cavalry, chariots, giant, and chaos spawn. And whatever infantry is there is going to be pretty overwhelmed by what we have to throw at it. I'm going to take Archaon on a personal assassination mission, because he cannot tolerate these challengers from Tzeentch. We just will not allow it. It's not going to happen. Appius drops a big old bomb there on the chaos troops. And here comes the charge. See, Skullx got a nice breath attack off a moment ago where the pile of charred corpses is, and Skullx, Appius, and Sextus are now going to take out hell cannons. You can see here my Chaos Knights with lances after making an original charge, pulling out, and here comes Archaon. I'm going to buff him with Flaming Sword of Ruin. And we're going to really start to dish it on here. Lay on those herbs and spices. Start cooking something tasty. Look at this, my infantry's not even here yet. But check out the reinforcements. Or, sorry, the tone of the battle here. Infantry's not here, and pretty much all of Sarthorael's army lays in ruins. And his hit points are starting to drop relatively quick. He did pretty good at first. But Archaon is going to tear through him. I guess he's the ever-fried chicken. But in this case, because of the Flaming Sword and the Flaming Sword of Ruin, he's going to be the ever-grilled, or the ever-flame-grilled chicken. It's a lot healthier. I mean, if you're going to eat a disgusting chicken of Tzeentch, I guess be healthy? I don't know, though. Fried is just so delicious. Look at Kholek in the background. Munching Chaos Dawi. The Ever Chicken's in big trouble here. He is getting absolutely throttled by Archaon. He's got a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth behind him too, I believe. And he goes where he belongs, which is crumpled on the ground as a giant corpse of Tzeentch. There will be no change, Tzeentch. The Ever-Chosen is here. The Ever-Chosen. No change. Oh boy. We captured a Hell Cannon. That's pretty cool. The Lord of Change. What can we say about him? He was a fine crow. He was a good crow. He was a crow that everybody knew and loved. And he was the life of the party. Right up until the time that he decided to challenge Archaon. And then the Lord of Change was changed into a disemboweled, dead body on the battlefield. So, but there's two good things here. The old, annoying man announcer and his crow are dead. So, I mean, if that's not enough to make me like Archaon, nothing would be. Nothing would be. So, the Ever-Chosen is no more. That's how it's done, folks, right there. Or, sorry, the Lord of Change is no more. Apologize. The Ever-Chosen is, well, Ever-Chosen. I like how we picked up a free Hell Cannon there. Did we lose a unit in that battle? We might have lost a unit of Dragon Ogres. Or we were just one unit short of a full stack, I don't remember. It's time for us to recruit Sigvald. And to give him an army. Let's get Sigvald the Magnificent with his supreme vanity. Ooh. Nothing like some supreme vanity, folks. Supreme. There we go. There's also nothing like supreme pizza. No one else is gonna say it, I'll say it. During the turn-in, this jerk tried to lightning strike Sigvald. That's pretty funny. Who's running now, ugly? Who's running now? You are, that's who. Actually, let's put that on the dragon. Give some extra melee defense. Alright, so Kholek finished KOing the army for the Lord of Change. I'm gonna meet up with Sigvald's army here. We gotta get this off the screen, I think, for it to pop up. Yep, there it goes. We're gonna put all these units in Sigvald's army, which is temporarily gonna shoot our upkeep way up, because he can't maintain these units as well as Archaon can.
Are you a god?
Well, Sigvald asked if we're a god. That's a good question. I would say at this point the answer is yes. I think the Everwardens belong in Sigvald's army. Certainly. Also, the Mirror Guard belong in his army. And we'll also give him the Soul of Damnation. And we'll give him that other Hell Cannon that Kholek picked up after the battle. And if we're going to make, I think, an army for Sigvald, I'm going to make him one that's maybe somewhat similar in certain ways to the one that we decided that he's got to have kind of a pretty boy army. So we gave him his Mirror Guards and his Everwardens. So let's see, let's give him some more, let's give him a couple of warriors with just standard warriors to go with his Mirror Guard. This is an armor piercing, let's give him one more armor piercing. And then a couple of halberds. And then, as far as the other units in his army, I feel like He needs some aspiring champions. Help support the morale and leadership of the units. So that'd be a good start. He's gonna need some knights. Let's see, and then it's gonna be the Hell Cannons. Let's end some turns, get this stuff built. After we take care of Kholek's skill point here, of course. Well, I didn't know it, but apparently a character got injured up here. He's got to head back to his camp. I'll put him right inside that area, so we're going to have him head back north. Wound a character? Yeah, I can't say I'm really worried about it. Look at our upkeep. That's okay. We've piled up enough favor to last a great long time. Sextus has now reached immortality, but that's been the case for a long time. He's been immortal in our minds for a great long time. Right after he came back, he gets wounded again. Poor a character, he just can't get back to his home with all these vampire spam agents around. I'm wondering whether we should... I mean, he's immortal now. I'm kind of thinking we should send Sextus and Appius out to annihilate some of these pretenders. I know that we've got Sextus ready for some assassination. Let's see what we can do. Both of them are immortal, so we've got nothing to lose here. Let's send them out and see if we can get rid of some enemy characters that are pestering us. And then continue to get Sigvald's army put together here, so... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 infantry. That should be good. We'll have 4 cavalry. Be 2 cannons. I don't know if this is the building I want for Sigvald, actually. Let's tear that down. Put a different building in its place. Ha! Like you can wound Appius. That's hilarious. He learned from his date. Now we're talking. Alright. Wait a minute. Wait. We got a White King at level 25.
No, this will weaken me.
Let's assassinate this lady first. Oh, Sextus. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. And then Appius, I mean, you can't even attempt to wound anybody at this point. Might as well just put him back in the army. We're disappointed in you, Appius. We're very, very disappointed. Very disappointed. Go up to tier 3. And then... I'm trying to think what else we want to recruit in this army. Kholek, let's bring this Hell Cannon over.
Direct me, dark gods.
There we go. End the turn. Alright, let's take care of getting these armies sorted out properly.
Shall we decant the wine?
Shall we decant the wine? Oh, Sigvald. You handsome devil. All he's worried about is the wine. I'm gonna give all these units back to Archaon. And give these units to Sigvald.
My destiny lies.
Alright, so we've made the trade. Still got their position open here.
Dominance. Back to the dead.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Sextus we know and love. Alright. Let's give Sextus the foe seeker. Now, as for Sigvald, I know we need 2 units. We need 2 heroes. So, we're gonna have to get some heroes. And I'm thinking I want to raise an army with another Chaos Lord. Which will just be Felman Ingerson. I know he's still alive, but he's going to have joined us. And I'm thinking I'm going to have Felman follow Prince Sigvald. And I'm going to give him like some Gore Beast chariots, Forsaken, Chaos Spawn, Trolls, like everything ugly. So Sigvald's army will be this magnificent one to match his title. And then the other army will just be ugly, like full of ugly stuff. So that's going to be my objective at this point. We'll put those, we'll put Rack's Monstrous Kin there as well. And as far as this army goes, honestly think I'm just going to grab one more Dragon Ogre. Round out Kholek's army. And as for Archaon, I'm going to go ahead and go lay siege to Castle Tempelhof. And we can bring Appius back over. Or sorry, Sextus. And I think I'm going to move Sigvald up and put him into an encamped stance. And then let's go over here to Archaon. Let's recruit a hero. We can't get any more exalted heroes, and we're only allowed one more chaos sorcerer. I'm trying to think which sorcerer makes the most sense to fit Sigvald. A metal sorcerer, maybe? Like, you know, all the shiny things, all things that glint and shine. I think we should do a metal sorcerer.
What is thy will?
He can help polish Sigvald's shield. Let's get Searing Doom, Metal Shifting, Golden Hounds. Upgrade that. Okay, and I think when a character gets back, we'll embed him into Sigvald's army for now as well. Look at this. Appius, what did we tell you, dude? Don't trust her. She doesn't want to kiss you. She's trying to kill you. I don't know how many times we can tell you, man. How can it be possible? Do they get like a big time safety buff or something after they complete a successful... Because I mean, if she can't be assassinated by Sextus, then that's pretty crazy, because he's pretty darn good at it.
Wipe that out! Are you a god?
Alright, gonna get this guy into the army with Sigvald. I need to move up Sigvald ever so slightly. We can now build this blasphemous icon. Start to drop the cost of the upkeep on his Chaos Warriors. And let's take Kholek. I believe it is time for Papa Kholek to fight one of his quest battles as soon as he gets this other Dragon Ogre.
The Eye of Sirion has already told me your offer, but I will hear it from your lips all the same.
I don't know about you all, but I would say that Manfred's pretty interested in a peace deal at this point. That is a pretty significant sum of money. He doesn't want to be a vassal, though, which means he's not ready to make peace. Apparently, Mom and son have confederated, joined forces there with Nagaron and the Cult of Pleasure. A character has returned.
The gods of chaos. So discord.
Alright, wait a minute.
Do not betray me.
Oh, there she is.
mortal.
Yeah, trying to hunt her down. She's no longer invulnerable. Good job. Well done, Sextus. Show her who's boss. Let's get Woundmaker started there. And let's upgrade this to the Ruinous Altar. So that will be a good start. Trying to look and see if our old...
They're puppets. But the masters have sent you here to die.
They're not willing to become vassals easily again. That's frustrating. It automatically dumps them as vassals whenever you get attacked by the Lord of Change. And then they don't want to come back. So you'd have to go back up there and subjugate them all again, which I don't think I'm beneath that, but don't really feel like doing it right now. Let's fight the battle for Starcrusher. Actually, I'm going to decline this attack so I can read you all the preface to this. Got to win this battle. It says, the agent reports that Starcrusher now lies in the ruins of Todtheim, taken there by agents of the Deceiver. The ancient city is being fought over by its winged undead residents and orcs. But Kholek is the greater threat by far, and when he comes to in thunder to reclaim Starcrusher, flanked by hordes of fanatical Northmen, the thieves will come to know the true meaning of annihilation. Oh man, do we want Starcrusher. Those strength buffs. So we've got some, we got Mugga, Bad Axe. He's gonna need more than a Bad Axe to stop us.
The green things and unliving alike will bear witness to my wrath. They are mine to dismember, to disembowel, to crush. I will smash all that remains of these ruins to powder, and not stop until my hammer is found. And then the whole world will burn before I rest again. Such is my rage. This is the new pact I make to the Dark Powers!
I like Kholek's speech, but I feel like that his voice acting should have had like a huge amount of bass in it. Like, you know, he's the god of the mountain. Like, it should feel like the mountain's gonna fall down when he talks. It's like there wasn't enough bass in it. Again, nothing wrong with the speech. I mean, he clearly wants all these losers either dead or re-dead, I guess, because some of them are undead. So yeah. Folks, whether he is on top of the mountain or under the mountain, Kholek is the god of the mountain. And here are the Summoners of Rage, his Dragon Ogres, his Shaggoths, his Gorebeast chariots. Kholek is poised to take back Starcrusher from Mugga Bad Axe, who is found over here flying astride his wyvern. So he may think he's tough, but the wyvern is the last place he's going to want to be against an army of Dragon Ogres. And let's check out his troops here. So Mugga Bad Axe has got himself some archers. There is a unit of Black Orcs and a shady backstab here, the Goblin Great Shaman. And there's going to be quite a few boys and some wolves, and as we heard, he has allied himself with some undead along the way too. Let's check out Shady Backstab there. Ooh, gonna hit me with some Vindictive Glare. Folks, this game is beautiful. There's just no two ways to put it. The game is beautiful. Alright, let's watch the battle unfold. Fortunately for me, very little damage. What does it look like when an entire horde of Dragon Ogres comes charging under the mountain, along with Skullex, the Great? Oh, it's gonna look ugly is how it's gonna look. Just get my army lined up. I'm going to actually lead off with the chariots too, because we should be able to cause extensive damage with our chariots. My intention is to engage Mugabadax with Skull-X. We'll just see how bad he is. Woo, look at these cinematics. Holy crap. Absolutely love it. So here comes the engagement. Skull-X gonna take on Mugabadax. Will actually be a pretty tough fight, because I expect the Greenskin Lord. Oh yeah, he's got some pretty solid damage and poison. I'm gonna chase him down to the ground because he dive bombed me. Let's check out the Gore Beast chariots doing their work here. This is their first time to make a real appearance in the campaign. Goring their way right on through the infantry, and then followed up by the horde of Dragon Ogres, including Kholek himself, plowing on in, deterred by no filthy greenskins. And the greenskin slaughter begins. Mugabadax ends up here in the air with Skull-X. Skull-X makes pretty good work of him here, but the vampires start to send in the reinforcements. This is actually pretty bad for Skull-X. He doesn't want to get swarmed by bats while trying to win this fight. You can see there's sneaky stabbing, all kinds of stuff going on here to help out Mugabadax, but he gets wrecked. Skull-X owns him. He does manage to get away just barely because a swarm of bats come in, and I'm going to bring Skull-X down to the ground so I can let my Dragon Ogres pound those bats into submission, because you'd be surprised how much a swarm of bats can do damage-wise. Just look at this. The chariots wreaking havoc. I've got them swinging through all the infantry. There's a bunch of Vargeist coming in, though, that are also reinforcing the Greenskins, but the Greenskins are already gone for the most part. I just got to bring some Dragon Ogres over here to convince the Vargeist that they've chosen the wrong side in this fight. We'll see that happen here. Dragon Ogres will make extremely short work of Vargeist. See, Skull-X manages to get down to the ground. There's a Terrorgeist chasing him, but nothing that Kholek can't handle. He's going to crush this Terrorgeist pretty badly. Being a large unit in a one-on-one fight with Kholek and Skull-X the Great, probably not the place you want to be in life, regardless of if you're a Terrorgeist with some pretty nice stats. So long, Terrorgeist. Kholek says no. So the vampire reinforcements were summarily defeated. There's a few black orcs left and a couple of boys, but other than that, the greenskins have been absolutely throttled, and Mugabadax not able to live up to one bit of his name, other than the fact that he was very bad with an axe and quickly died on the battlefield. Kholek is merciless. Merciless. Fleeing orcs, no mercy. The rage of Kholek unleashed. You know they made that game Jaws Unleashed a lot of years ago? They should make a Kholek Unleashed game. Talk about fun. Man. Alright, so here comes the largest portion. The vampires coming in for reinforcements. They do have a Hex Wraith unit. I'm going to use Kholek. Yeah, it's Kholek who has the magic attacks. So I'm going to use him to help KO that. You can see up front there's some Graveguard leading the way, along with a lot of Skeleton Warriors. There comes the Hex Wraiths, and then there's a bunch of zombies. And in the very back, there's going to be some Necromancers coming on to support it. There's a few Crypt Horrors there as well. Lots of zombies. And here is going to be Vostis von Deal, the Master Necromancer. Gonna do some necromancing here, and there's another Necromancer there too. The Hex Wraiths are the first to engage, so I'm going to swamp them and then bring in Kholek, like I said, to deal his magical damage. Should help get rid of Hex Wraiths in a relative hurry. Otherwise, they would take a little while to kill, because most of my units do not have magic attacks in Kholek's army, but you can see Kholek's putting down 3 or 4 of them every time he strikes a blow. So it won't be long that they're going to be hanging around. The Crypt Horrors kind of slowly waltzing their way in as reinforcements, and I've got Skull-X tuned in on some of the vampire leadership. He's going to go make a run on them. There's very little they can do to defend themselves against this great dragon. So the Hex Wraiths were quickly made re-dead from their undead state. You can see the two necromancers hiding near each other. They've got 5 Shaggoths and a great dragon with their name on mind. Here comes the Gorbeast chariots plowing into the line of skeletons and zombies. Should be able to pretty easily just keep plowing through them. And Kholek is hungry. Hungry for some disgusting vampire meat. The Shaggoths. Talk about a fight. This is like bringing a pocket knife to a gunfight. Bringing a necromancer's staff to a massive, gigantic axe and teeth fight. Look how quickly the one necromancer got KO'd. The other one quickly follows. And crumbling after the power of their necromancers lost, Kholek has won the battle for Starcrusher. Well, I'm pretty certain that Mugga Badaxe will go down in the history of the Greenskins as quite possibly the most unsuccessful commander of a WA ever. I mean, you picked a bad day to lead a Greenskin army, Mugga. And then allying with the vampires. Not sure what's up with that, but could have picked smarter. Could have picked smarter. Starcrusher is in the hands of its master, and Kholek will now benefit mightily from it. Mightily indeed. I don't think there's anything we have better over here yet at the moment. We do have another ward save that we can put in Kholek's army, and probably apply that to Skullx the Great. Only makes sense at that point to give him a huge ward save as much as possible. The Dragon Ogres still have to gain quite a bit of experience, but some of the Shaggoths who were around a bit longer already have a bunch, and we're going to go ahead. I know it will take a while. Dragon Ogres. Chaos Dragon Ogre Shag. That is strange. Dragon Ogres and Dragon Ogre Shaggoths are in 2 different categories here. The Dragon Ogres, once they reach rank 7, will get a 15% missile resistance, 10% speed, 12% charge bonus. The Shaggoths will get a 15% physical resistance, 12% weapon strength, 5 melee attack. I wish they were both under the same there. That would have actually been pretty darn sweet. That's going to be about all the time I have for this episode. I'm going to make it quite a bit shorter so that hopefully YouTube doesn't screw me over when it comes to releasing this in HD. On the next episode, I think we'll destroy Castle Tempelhof, and then, to be quite honest, I've had my fill of vampires for now. I really want the Empire to be growing in strength, and they have, so that I can potentially get a good fight off Karl Franz, and it looks like we could get a decent fight out of Lewin next time around. I've given them some time. And what we need to do is get the missions all taken care of. So Sigvald's army will be complete. We're going to raise up an army for Felman Ingerson. You guys go into the comments right now. You heard me talk about earlier what I think Felman's army should be, which is going to be like Forsaken, Spawn, Trolls, all manner of weird, ugly things. So that the supreme vanity of Sigvald is satisfied in the sense that none of that stuff is in his army, and he simply brings them in tow to do his dirty work for him so that his cloak and shield does not get dirty. It can't, right? And then as for Kholek, for now I'm going to have him kind of continue to stay somewhat nearby Archaon, but I think that we should get a Marauder themed army to follow him around. So we'll have Kholek's army with all the huge hard-hitting stuff, and then we'll do like a Chaos Marauder type army with either a sorcerer or a chieftain. You all can help me think about those things. Hit those comments. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you didn't, please go into the comments and give me some objective, critical feedback so that I can always do better for you. I am so excited to bring you more of this. I am loving this campaign. Let's check our objectives. We can make some of our own objectives, like so for instance, Lothern is going to fall to Sigvald and Felman. The Empire in Bretonnia is going to fall to Kholek and Archaon. And as for the dwarves, there's not much left of them, so we'll see how that works in the end.